In this case, I'm asked to factor the trinomial x squared minus 7x plus 10. Well, just like with the binomials, we always look first to see if we have a common factor, but in this case, I do not. The next thing we should look to see is if this has an coefficient of the squared term is 1. Remember that all quadratic trinomials are in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So in this case, my a is 1, my b is negative 7, and my c is 10. Well, since a is 1, I really only need to find the factors of 10. I can multiply to get 10 by multiplying 10 times 1, or I can multiply 5 times 2. 3 won't go into 10, neither will 4. 5 will, but we already have it as a factor, so this is all of the possible ways. Remember, when we multiply two binomials, we end up with a trinomial for our answer. We get our x squared by multiplying x times x. So when it's 1x squared, we know that the only way to get that is just an x in the front of each binomial. Now we need to look at the fact that the two numbers that multiply to get 10, when I plug in here, must add with the outer and the inner to get 7. Well, that would be 5 and 2. But since I need it to add to be negative 7, but multiply to be positive 10, then I'm going to need a negative 5 and a negative 2. So to make sure that I've got this right, I'm going to look at FOIL. X times x is x squared. The outer 2 is negative 2x. The inner 2 is negative 5x. They add up for negative 7x. And negative 5 times negative 2 is 10. Let's look at another one. Once again, I look for a common factor and I don't have one. I make sure that a is 1. In this case, I need factors of 16. That will be 16 times 1. 2 will go into 16, so 8 times 2. 3 will not, but 4 will. 4 times 4. And there's no use in looking any further because I see that 4 times 4, 5 won't, 6 won't, and so on. So now what I need to realize is that if I'm going to multiply and get negative 16, one of these has to be negative. If I'm going to add them together and get a positive 6, then the larger one must be positive and the smaller one must be negative. So when I go to my two binomials, my x squared is from the x and x. I need one positive and one negative. The ones that add up, if I make the smaller numbers negative, the ones that add up to be 6 is 8 plus negative 2, so I have plus 8 and minus 2. So let's check it. X times x is x squared. The outer is negative 2x. The inner is 8x. Together that is 6x, which is what I was looking for. And 8 times negative 2 is 16. So one more. We notice that I do have a common factor. I've got a 2 and an x. That leaves me with an x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now I see that my a value is 1. So my factors of 6 are 6 times 1 and 3 times 2. The ones, since everything is positive here, in my two parentheses, I'm going to have 2 x's and 2 plus signs, and the ones that add to be the middle term are 3 and 2.